Welcome to the Cozy Craft Zone. I'm Haley Bell, and let's get crafting. So here is what we are making today. It's a cute little lamp, all out of Dollar Tree products. So this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a garden hook, a push light, one of the planter planter things, some paint, whatever paint you need to match your room, some brushes. I've got a very small detailing brush and then a stippling brush as well. So first we are going to be painting the outside. Now this comes really cute. So I got this from the Dollar Tree and it comes in this really nice brown, but the colors of my bedroom are gray, black, and orange. So I wanted to paint these so that they matched my bedroom. So I just did the stippling around the outside, and then when I was all done with that, I did the black in between. So now I'm taking the garden hook and I'm hot gluing this to the center of the potter, the plant potter plant, I don't know. Then I'm taking the popsicle stick, cutting it down to size, and then hot gluing that down. Then I'll be painting it because I don't want it to look very obvious that, I've got this attached via a popsicle stick. So I'm painting this with the Waverly chalk paint. Most of the paint that I use for these types of projects is Waverly chalk paint, just because it dries so fast. So I'm able to use it and manipulate it very quickly. So once that is all down, next is the light portion. So these lights are really cool because you can take out the batteries and replace them very easily by just slipping off the back. So I get that on there in the center, and I pushed it down pretty hard because I wanted to make sure that it really adhered well. And then there is our little lamp. It creates really awesome directional light for the bedroom. And here it is in action. So that is up on my wall. The cool thing is that it creates really great light for our bedroom. So the next project we are making are these really cute Love Always signs. So all of these things are from the Dollar Tree. The frames I got from the summer collection. These are the rub-on transfers, some of the Valentine's Day hearts, and then I just have my regular paint from my collection. So I like really deep red color paint, so I decided to go with this really deep, it's called Tuscan Sun Red. It is a fun color. One thing I did not expect when I was doing this is that these frames actually did not take to the paint very well. So I ended up having to do 3 or 4 coats to get them a really nice deep dark red color. I guess they did adhere. They just soaked in a ton. You can see how it got a lot lighter after that first coat. So I ended up doing quite a few coats that I'm not going to bore you guys with the video of, but I did do that a couple of times. So next is the little hearts. So we're going to remove the wire. I tried to rip it apart with my own hands, and I was like, well, that's not working. And I saw this trick from another YouTuber on just rubbing them against each other when there's a lot of glitter. And look how much glitter is on my hand. It's crazy. But that was one way to get the glitter off pretty quickly, and it was really useful. I was surprised at how well it went. So then I'm just sanding off all of the little pieces and getting it down to a place where I feel comfortable actually painting it. I was really surprised at how difficult it was for me to get this off. I'm using 220 grit sandpaper, and I'm pretty sure that's why. So if you do this project, use a much lower grit sandpaper, and I think it'll come off easier. So now I'm using Waverly chalk paint. I just kind of blew all of the leftover sanding dust that was still hanging out on the pieces, and I painted these with the Waverly chalk paint, and I did 2 or 3 coats of it because I really wanted it to be covered nicely. So once those were all dry, I took the rub-on transfers, and these are the gold Bon Appetit ones, and I just cut the flowers out, the roses out, which were really pretty, and they catch the light beautifully. Now I tried to do the love sign with the same letters with that gold metallic. And can I just tell you guys, I tried like 4 times and I could not get it to work. No matter what I did, I could not get it. So I had to keep sanding and then repainting. So I ended up abandoning this part of the project, and I decided to go with the different rub-on transfers. Now these ones are significantly easier. I don't know if it was just the gold or that specific font that just didn't work very well, but I decided to change. Which is okay. If you realize halfway through a project that something is not going to work, then you do what you have to do and you fix it. This is me doing that same thing right then. I'm just kind of sticking my finger in the paint and getting it over. So now I'm going to be using these letters. And these letters were interesting because they are different sizes. So I was worried that it would look really funky with the L, O, and V being smaller and the E being really, really big. But it actually ended up being really cute. I was surprised that I liked the way that it looked. Now these rub-on transfers have been really difficult to find in the stores, so if you do see them when you're at your Dollar Tree, go ahead and pick up like as many as you possibly can, because I went quite a few months looking for these every time I go into the Dollar Tree until I found them. And once I found them, I pretty much bought the entire store out of all of them because I had never been able to find them before, which might be why they're so difficult to find because everybody does that. So there is my love and my always. And now we're going to be actually threading these through. So I'm taking just regular jute twine and I am threading it through the hole in the top, and then I'll be tying a knot at the top of the rope and then gluing it, hot gluing it to the frame. So I'm flipping the frame over and getting the hot glue going, and I'll be hot gluing that in to the center. Now I did kind of measure these so that they would be the same length as I was putting them in there, because you don't want one that's really high and one that's really low unless that's the aesthetic you're going for. Then of course absolutely do that. But for me, I wanted them to be very symmetrical when I put it on my wall. So I made sure that I kind of measured it against the other heart and then put the two together so that they would look really good. So there I'm hot gluing these down. Now these frames did at one point house other things. There were these glass live, laugh, love types of things. But here is the finished product. And this is up on my wall. This special little cute heart frames for Valentine's Day. And speaking of Valentine's Day, let's go on to the next project. It is a Valentine's Day garland. We're going to be using the felt hearts from the Dollar Tree and this little welcome sign. So I take apart the welcome sign and I'm using my drill and drilling a hole into the top of each rounded part of the hearts. Now, if glitter is a hard thing for you, if you really don't like glitter, you can always sand these down and paint them to match colors, or at the Dollar Tree, they have different sized felt hearts that you could use as well. I just really like the glittery. I like kind of the girly thing. So I decided to do that. I've decided to leave those the way that they were. So next I'm taking the felt, and I had pre-measured out my jute twine that I was going to use to make this garland. So I'm doing one pink, one red, and then the little wooden heart. Now this got a little bit tiresome in doing the process, so I'm not going to make you guys watch me do the whole thing, but once I got it all threaded out, I took the pieces and kind of separated them a little bit so that there was more length, and here's the finished product. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you found